it takes a lot of like practice and experience just to get that right spot. Okay, you got to just like do that lots of times and feel where it's good for you, and then you get better at that. Right, guys. All right, so now we're gonna go through a couple of things that can happen when we're going for the straight ankle lock that our partner does to defend and alleviate pressure. Okay, so the first one is in my position here. Okay, what my partner can do is he can push my foot off his hip here, and he can start shuffling this way. Okay, everyone's seen this happen, right? It takes a lot of the pressure off your ankle here. Okay, so from here we're going to go to the belly down ankle lock, alright guys? But just before we go over it, guys, just remember the belly down ankle lock is like a super powerful ankle lock, right? And it can torque your partner's knee a little bit, okay? Especially if they're a stiff person, or if you're cranking and twisting and turning really hard. Alright guys, so just make sure if you practice this, that you practice it with a lot of control, okay? Don't make big movements, right? And don't squeeze super hard, okay? I'm gonna lighten up my grip a little bit so that I can move a little bit better and there's not as much pressure onto my partner's knees. Alright guys? But yeah, so sometimes like in a competition, right, my partner doesn't want to like just tap to like an ankle lock. He's going to do whatever he can to get out of it, right? So we've got to be able to follow our partner wherever they go. Okay guys? And if they do this, right, they actually end up putting themselves in the worst position. Okay? But at the same time, we have to make sure we look after our partners, okay? Because this one can be quite painful and devastating for our partners' ankles and knees. Alright guys? So from here, right, I'm in my position, I'm trying to finish, he pushes my foot off, okay, and he starts moving this way. Right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn, right, and go face down here. Okay? Now see how as he's moving sideways, right, I can use this foot to block him from moving further sideways, right guys? Okay? So as I've turned, I use this foot to just block on his torso here. Alright guys? So now he can't keep moving. Right, and now I'm in a really powerful position to finish the ankle lock here. Okay, so I'm going nice and light on the grip here, right? Just so I can show you guys the two variations you can do here. So some people like to go head up and finish this way, right? You can do that one. Or you can go head down, so I'm basing on my forehead, and my hips is gonna drive into his leg like this way. Alright guys? So one more time. Here, I've got my grip, okay? All the concepts and braking mechanics still apply exactly the same, right guys? So I'm here, Michael pushes my foot down, and he starts moving sideways, okay? So I'm just gonna turn and go belly down, right? I'm still hooking the hip with the inner thigh, and then I'm gonna step on his torso so he can't keep moving sideways. And from here, my preferred one is to go hips in and drive. Does anyone want to see that one more time? Yes, one more time. Cool. Okay. So partner on top, right? Watch what you need to do as well. Okay. I'm not gonna go, if he doesn't turn sideways, I'm not gonna go belly down because it's gonna be awkward. Right? I'm gonna feel stuck. Right? I'm only gonna go belly down if he pushes my foot down and starts moving sideways. Because now it's a really easy turn. Okay? Stepping on his torso here, still hooking his hip. Right? You can look up and do this one if you want, basing with your head, or you can just go forearm, basing on your forehead, and then hips down, drive. Good guys? Okay, let's give that one a go. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, so just a little tip on the last one we did, or just the belly down arm bar in general. Okay, so I see a lot of people, they roll and then they go sideways like this. Okay, you do, like this. See how this is like my angle's like different, right? The angle of my grip here, okay, is different to if I was directly square. Does that make sense, guys? So I don't want, like, you don't want to be on your side, because here it's going to be like you're cranking his shin. Okay, so you want to be directly forehead down, looking at the ground, and using your hand to support yourself here. Okay, and then the other thing I see as well is, guys, you guys land, and then, sorry, I didn't explain this part, so it's my fault. You guys land with your knees close together. Okay, remember the final positioning is like hips down to the ground. So if my knees are really close together here, okay, and I try to get my hips to the ground, it's really hard, right? I can't do this. So I want my knees wide apart. So now I can get my hips down. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, so when you land, two things. Look directly at the ground based on your forehead and your hand, okay? Knees wide apart. And then you can drop your hip down. Make sense? Okay, so we're gonna practice one more, and this one is maybe the most powerful one, but also the most I don't want to say dangerous, but it can be if your partner is like not rolling properly or just spazzing out, right, guys? But this happens quite a lot, and you should learn how to follow someone, okay? So when you're doing this, guys, and if you're practicing it live in training, don't think about the submission so much, okay? Just think about the control and following someone, right? If you can follow someone to the end point, right, you'll be in position to sub, okay? So don't just like try to crank on the sub right away. Just follow them to the end point, and then you have the sub there for you, right, guys? So it's basically, when I'm here, right, there's two directions that like Michael essentially can go. He can go this way or this way, right? It's just a matter how far he's gonna go, okay? So just then he hip escaped and moved his butt sideways this way. This time he's gonna internally rotate and he's gonna spin through, okay? He's gonna drop his knee to the ground, so like this, okay? He's gonna drop his knee to the ground, okay? And then there's gonna be two positions. One is if he just stays here, all right? Or if he like keeps rolling through. Yeah. Right. See how either way, I'm just gonna stay with my forehead down, okay? Either way, I'm gonna be in that belly down position, okay? So all I'm doing is just rolling to my side, okay? Just then we roll to the left, this time we're just gonna roll to the right. We're gonna be in the exact same position, okay? And it's up to my partner what he wants to do. So he can roll halfway or he can roll all the way through. Okay, usually he's probably gonna roll all the way through, because if he rolls halfway, that's like the worst position for him to be in. Okay, so one more time. Here, I've got my grip, okay, and my partner decides to roll this way. So he's gonna go knee down first and stay here. Okay, if he stays here, I do my same finish, right? And this is gonna be really, really painful for him if he stays here. Okay, and I get that finish. Right, so it's the same, or he rolls fully through. Okay, see how I'm in the exact same position, guys. Okay, knees apart, facing on my forehead, and then hips down, get that finish. Okay, so it looks complicated, but it's really simple. All I did was just roll over on one side and I just stay there, right? Does anyone want to see that again? One more time? Okay, let's do the other angle. He goes knee down, right? I'm just gonna stay here, so come back a second. Right, I'm just staying here, right? It doesn't matter what he does, chooses to do, okay? Because I can finish in either position, whether he stays here or he rolls fully through. Here, knees apart, belly down. Alright guys, let's give that one a go. 3, 2, 1.